Okay, let's review Chapter 3, Activity 1, Hazards. And we'll look at the hazards. We'll write some sentences about the hazards using there is and there are and using vocabulary from the list. So I've written a few sentences that I'd like you to listen to and practice. There are two children in the kitchen, Susan and Eric Porter. There's a counter along two walls. There's a stove on one part of the counter. There's a window above the stove. There's a cabinet under the counter next to the stove. There's a sink on another part of the counter. There's one cabinet under the sink. There are two cabinets above the sink. There are some apples in the bowl on the counter in the corner. There's a table in the middle of the room. There are many hazards in the kitchen. There's a bucket of water next to the counter. There's a mop next to the bucket. There's a puddle on the floor. What are those hazards? Well, Susan can slip on the wet floor. Susan can slip on the wet floor and fall down. Eric, he's small, right? He's just a little guy. Eric can drown in the water, and they can trip on the mop and get hurt. Let's find some other hazards. Like on the stove? There's a pot on the stove. There's some boiling water in the pot. What are the hazards? Well, Susan can spill the boiling water. Susan can pull the hot pot, and it can fall to the floor. The stove and the hot water can burn her face, can burn her hands and her chest. Dangerous. What other hazards? Well, there is an open medicine bottle on the counter. There are some pills on the counter near the stove. What are the hazards? Well, the children can eat the pills. The children can choke on the pills. The pills can poison the children. More hazards. There's a high chair near the table, but it's not next to the table. There's a strap on the high chair, but the strap is not buckled around Eric. What's the hazard? Eric can fall from the high chair onto the floor. He can climb down from the high chair and go away. All right, more? There's a plate on the table. There is some food on the plate. What are the hazards? The pieces of food are big. Eric can choke on the food. Eric is far from the food. He is reaching for the food. He can fall down from the high chair. Look under the table. There's a skateboard on the floor under the table. Hazards? The children and the mother and the grandmother can slip on the skateboard, fall down, and get hurt. More? Yes, more. There is a bottle of bleach in the cabinet under the sink. Hazards? The bleach is poisonous. The children can drink the bleach. It can make the children very sick. What else? There is an open door. There are some stairs outside the kitchen. There is a safety gate, but it is locked. Sorry, there is a safety gate, but it is open and unlocked. What are the hazards? Eric can open the safety gate and run away. Eric and Susan can go upstairs and get lost. They can fall down the stairs. What else? There are 2 plates on the counter. There is a cup near the plates. What are the hazards? The children can pull the plates and cup from the counter. The plates and cup can fall to the floor and break. The broken pieces can cut the children's hands and feet. Oh my goodness, there are too many hazards in this kitchen. We don't want our children to be in a kitchen like this, do we?